Into the war between Ukraine and Russia. Back in 2015, an investigative journalist named Nashi Groshi released information that pulled the curtain back on the sprawling money laundering racket. And I want to show you exactly how it works. Actually, before I show you how it works or where your money went, let me just give you a little money laundering 101 so you have a basic understanding of how money laundering works. Let's say you are a really bad guy and you got millions of dollars and you were born to be a bad guy, you are wearing a mask all the time and black and white stripes, so you got all this money. What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? You can't spend that money. You've seen it don't spend the money, we just robbed the bank, don't spend the money. As soon as you spend the money, they're on to you. Why? Because the FBI, the IRS, or Interpol, the Treasury, they are all looking at who's transferring money and where did that money come from. So you can't put it into a regular bank because a regular bank is going to alert all these people that you just made an unusually large deposit or you're now buying stuff. So you instead have to go here to a dirty bank. 1 hour Martinizing of your money. Actually, it's a little longer than that, and here's how you do it. Sorry to give you a lesson, kids. Maybe you should apologize to the parents on how to launder money, but this is how you do it. You go to a dirty bank. Usually it's in some place like Latvia or Cyprus. And you go to that bank, and they make you a loan. Let's say you have $1 million to what you want cleaned. So you go to that bank and you say, I'm starting a new shell company. No, I don't have any gas pumps, oil, or any of the squeegee things, but I'm going to start a new shell company. They say, that's a fantastic idea. I think there's a lot of winking going on here. That's a fantastic, how much do you need? Well, I need probably $10 million. Well, do you have anything that is collateral? Yeah, I've got $1 million here and I can make those payments. Okay. All right, we'll do that. So the dirty bank says, we'll give you a loan for $10 million, but you got to pay it off. So you start making payments, and you make your dirty payments in your dirty dollars until there are no more dirty dollars left, that $1 million. Well, now you have to default because you're out of money. My shell corporation, we should have had gas pumps. And so you don't have any money left. You can't do it. So you default on the loan. Now in a dirty bank, they say, oh my gosh, well, we can't return your entire $1 million, but what we can do is we're going to have to penalize you, say $100,000, and the bank will keep that because it's been a real hassle doing business with you. And so you take your $900,000, the bank takes its fees for their dirty work. It could go to the shell company, or you could clean money. You could buy a boat with it, a Bugatti, another shell corporation. You can start another one. Or maybe if you're, a real patriot, maybe you can finance a war that the U.S. Congress never approved. I'm just saying. Now, let's see what happened to your money, okay? Let's start at the beginning. There you are, kind of tired and sleepy. I don't know why you're digging ditches, but you're like Uncle Sam comes to you, the IRS is like, hey, we need roads and schools and Marines and stuff. And you're like, okay, well, that's my fair share. And so you give your money to the IRS. The IRS immediately gives it to the Treasury, where you can count on them. Because nothing funny's going to go on with your money, I'll tell you that right now. We got it in the Treasury, and that Uncle Sam is there guarding it. Yeah, that's right. Stay away. We're only going to use it for important things like bailing out a bank over in Ukraine. I know this guy would love to do that. So we're going to send it over, $1.8 billion to Privat Bank in Ukraine. Well, you might say, Glen, it's in Ukraine. What could possibly happen there? Well, the good news is they now have branches in Cyprus. I remember Cyprus. That's right. Okay, well, they have a branch there. And the good news is that Kolomoisky has connections to 42 offshore shell companies in places like Belize and Panama. And you know what's really crazy? He decided that all of his 42 companies all around the world, they wanted to do business in Cyprus at Privatbank. I mean, I don't know why they didn't want to do it, in Ukraine, but they did it in Cyprus, the money laundering capital of the world. Then they made payments because all these companies were going to be so successful. And guess how much money they needed? Guess how much money? He's a loan for 1.8 billion, which is crazy, right? Because that's the same amount of money that we've lost. 1.8 billion is what they poured into there, and then once they poured that 1.8 billion in, they had to default on the rest of the loan, and gosh darn it, their companies, all 42 of them, defaulted. Wow. Now here's the problem. This is why I can't tell you for sure that he bought tanks or Bugattis. Because from there, it gets snarled up. They're moving this money place to place, shell company to shell company. You can't find, did it end up at the Bugatti store or Tanks R Us? So does this look at all like this? $1.8 billion, your money.